Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 341. It's your boy Gabe Patillo in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Tim Router in Franklin, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Ed Placencia in the ocean.
On a boat and
Chris McCracken in Dallas, Texas. Them kids and wives at 925s, baby. Goodness gracious.
Isn't this amazing? I love technology. It's so much fun.
This is insane.
I know, right?
Thank you guys so much for listening. And I mean, we gotta let Ed go first. I mean, he is on the ocean. He's on a cruise. By the way, thank you for editing this week. It's going to be, I appreciate you taking on that duty.
Sarah's going to love that.
Sarah's going to all of our social media this week as well.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to need a picture and the question call out.
Yeah, you're going to have to do the pic. You're going to have to do the pics and everything. In fact, just take over all the questions now.
Ed, I've never been on a boat that had good enough internet to do voice over
Me
IP.
neither.
So
I am
so impressed with you right now.
Yeah, I don't know. We just we said, yeah, that's the internet package we'll take, and here we are.
Hey, so Ed, is this the fitness cruise or something?
Yeah, it's the Beachbody cruise. And
man, that must be nice.
Does that mean like everybody there is part of Beachbody, or it's just your group is Beachbody people and you're all on the same cruise?
They actually Beachbody rented the boat, and everyone everyone here is either a coach like Sarah or a spouse of a coach or the family of a coach.
So everyone's beautiful is what you're saying?
Right. Is everybody working out at 6 a.m.?
I was a little intimidated to come onto the boat, especially like I'm going to go to a beach and be expected to take my shirt off. And then I realized, oh, wait, there are also spouses of the Beachbody coaches like me, and I'm totally fine.
Nice. So, well done.
Yeah. It's been really cool. Yeah. It's been, I was just really proud of Sarah because, it's a cruise that Beachbody is paying for because Sarah's just rocking her business out. And
it's amazing.
That is awesome.
Great.
I didn't realize.
Yeah. And so it's
congrats to her. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So it's just really cool. Everyone who's on the boat they're people who are rocking their Beachbody works and stuff like that. And so everyone who's here got to come. It was paid for. And so it's just a really cool, Sarah sat down and did the math and it's like, oh my gosh.
Everyone's on there for free.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. And so
good on you.
Yeah. You do the math and it's like, wow, that's very impressive.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, she put in the work, man. This is the fruits of her labor. So good on her. That's awesome.
Yeah. And she a couple times a year she gets to go on trips like this that Beachbody totally covers, and it's just a testament to how good she's doing and how much she's killing it in her business. So it's been really
awesome.
Cool. But yeah, today we left on Sunday. In the afternoon from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and we spent today in Labadee, Haiti, and the Royal Caribbean has a private island here in Haiti. We got off here, and everyone got super red and rosy, and all
you pale skin.
It was just really funny to be like, oh, that guy's going to be in a lot of pain tomorrow.
He looks like a beast. Yes, that'll be great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not just because it's leg day either, right?
Exactly.
He didn't skip leg day.
That's right. So we spend the rest of the day tomorrow at sea, and then on Thursday we'll be in Nassau, and we'll spend the day there and head back and get back this weekend. So yeah, it's been really nice. It's been a really nice time. Got to meet up with some friends that we know just from some of Sarah's fellow coaches that she knows and has worked with, and so we were
from regular Virginia.
From just
not West
regular,
Virginia.
Exactly.
Yeah, not West Virginia.
That's right.
So
not whitewater rafting,
no,
Virginia.
No, none of that.
That's right.
I meant to ask you: do you know a lot of the spouses of Sarah's colleagues? Like, or you all basically just end up meeting on the boat anyway? Or have you corresponded with any of them before?
Yeah, I've met one of them. Like when we were down in Mexico, I met one of them.
Okay.
And so that can be a little awkward, but we're all in the same boat.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. Even in the middle of the ocean, he's hilarious.
Waka, waka, waka.
But it's been nice because, Sarah was kind of intentional about, hey, we'll have like one night where we get together with like all the coaches and the spouses. She's like, but I really want to spend like a lot of time with you and hang out with you.
Oh, that's
so
good.
last night we were up way too late at the jazz club and listened to the jazz quartet and just doing fun stuff. So it's been a really good time. And
Can I say this real quick, Ed?
Yeah, man.
I want to just put out there, Ed and Sarah work together. And so I want to say good job to you two, buddy, because I know that
Thanks,
she's
man.
one on the videos, but I know that you're doing a lot of her socials, editing stuff. And
Right.
you're right there, hand in hand, arm in arm, yoked up with your wife. I love that you guys work together. A lot of people ask, like, what does Ed do? This is what Ed does. Ed supports his wife and what she's doing. He's right there
He's not
alongside
just
her.
a great streamer,
Yeah,
as we found out.
exactly. And so I want to say big props to you two, man, because I think it's
Amen,
taken
man.
both you guys to get to where she's at. So that's
Thanks,
awesome.
man.
Congrats.
I appreciate that.
This
Yeah.
is part of
Good
your
job,
cruise
Sarah.
too, man. It's part of your cruise too.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I always say to Sarah, if I'm doing my job right, no one knows I'm doing my job. So,
That's right.
Yeah,
Bingo.
exactly.
Yep.
So I appreciate that. We I mentioned last week that we were dog sitting for our friends, puppy sitting. They asked us to take the puppy for about 3 weeks. Of course, we're gone this week, so he's with the Tapmans this week. And
Oh, nice.
it is.
Yeah, how's Batman doing?
Batman is doing great. It is Operation Steal That Puppy from these people.
Nice.
And so we are just, when we get back, we'll get Batman back. The dog's name is Benny. We've renamed him Batman.
That's
Okay,
amazing.
Ed, I'm just gonna say this, and I know this is just my hang up, and I'm sorry, but I gotta say,
Yes.
I love that you were like, you guys are the type of people that be like, we're gonna name our dog Batman, but it just, like, the dog is white. Like, if he was black dog, I'd be like, oh yeah, Batman, because Batman wears a black suit. It just throws my head for a loop whenever I hear that.
Ain't nobody tell you what to do with your kids, Doc. Ain't
I
nobody
know,
tell you
I'm
what
not
to do with
telling you
your
what to do
kids.
at all. I'm just like, I need you to put like a little oval bat on his chest one time and take a picture. I just gotta see that.
See,
The
and
next
what-
time he's groomed, have him shave it in there.
I know,
No.
right? We want to get
Do the paint.
we want to get like the dog
Would be
tag
amazing.
with no information but the
okay.
bat logo on it.
Yes,
Oh my gosh, yes.
Please do that. Please do that.
But
yes.
but if that's cool. But if
At
you
least
do
be inverted.
microchip him, so
Oh,
that you
yeah,
can
definitely,
indeed get him back in
definitely.
case he gets stolen or something, or
Yes.
lost or something crazy.
Yeah.
yes,
So
the Placencias are getting a puppy too. This is great.
We are hoping. We have hopes that. And again, our friends just had a baby, and they're like, we can't have this puppy in the house. We need him out for 3 weeks. So we're hoping that they'll be
Yep.
like, boy, it sure
Yeah.
is nice without this extra puppy, because they already have a dog and a cat.
Yeah.
So the hope.
Oh,
So
okay.
so Batman would be the second dog
Correct.
for
Yes.
them
Yes.
if they were to take him back.
Why are they
That's
so
correct.
greedy with pets?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
Spread the love, people.
Exactly.
Jeez. I mean, I know you're having a baby and all, but come on.
Exactly.
Oh, that is
You're so
that's
selfish.
greedy.
I don't see no arc over there. What's going on?
Right?
Yeah, Ed's the one on the arc. On the beautiful people arc. God's like, hey, I'm killing all these ugly fat people, so I'm gonna need y'all all to get on the boat.
Dude.
It's like Dead Island for fat people.
I think that's what it says underneath the logo outside the ship,
I'm
actually.
pretty sure. Royal
like
Caribbean
Dead Island
presents
for
Dead
fat
Island for fat people.
Jeez.
They're checking everybody's body fat getting on the boat. They're like,
That's right.
7%.
Hey, what's your-
you got to stay in
What's your
Miami.
BMI? Oh my God, that's amazing.
I'm gonna need to see you do 100 crunches right quick.
Check your BMI at the door, fool.
But
You're in steerage.
exactly.
You're with the help.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
it's been
Continue.
nice.
I'm sorry, Ed.
Oh no, you're fine.
It's just good to hear from you. That's all.
Yeah. Gaming wise, before we left, I was getting in a lot of the Division. And
Ooh.
someone told me that they had, I think it was Haley, had said that they had changed the scaling method in the game. So when I went back and hopped into my original
Character
that was
first one?
leveled way
Yeah.
too up, I went back and did some missions, and I was able to do them on my own. So
that's good.
It seems to have been fixed, so
Good.
I might go back to my original character and play him. But just having a blast with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was able to hop in with some of the community and play before we left. That's been fun. Hopped into some Overwatch. Got to take Baptiste out for a little bit more of a spin. I think he's a fun character. He'll be a little easier for me to get a hold of and kind of wrap my head around. And so that's been fun. I am dying to get back and play that final episode of The Walking Dead.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Man.
did it drop?
Dropped today.
Yep, it drops this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
did it? Oh, snap.
Yes.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize.
Yeah.
Clam.
Yeah.
I know, right? So I'm looking forward to that. And then Gabe will be happy. Been spending a lot of time on the phone playing The Room, the latest The Room.
Yes.
And, so, yeah, I love those games. And, yeah, it's been a nice week. I can't complain a bit.
That's amazing.
You sure can.
Awesome.
Even if you did, we would ignore it.
I know. If I did,
Exactly.
please come and slap me.
I'm swimming out there now.
Yeah. Chris
hey, when you
McCracken.
were- sorry, real quick about the cruise thing. You said y'all been watching, like you saw you did the jazz thing. Like, are there? I've never been on a cruise. Like, are there other things, or is it all music stuff to go see and do there? That's not workout things, or
Yeah,
are
yeah,
there
it's
other
everything-
shows or?
Yeah, everything else is as if it's a regular cruise. So, like, we went and saw
Gotcha.
Greece one night. They have
Oh, okay.
a Latin club. They've got a comedy club. They've got, a bunch of different kinds of techno dance clubs. Just a ton of things to do.
Wow.
So, yeah, there's definitely ways to stay busy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that's my last cruise question.
I like
worries.
it. Chris,
Yes.
how's Dallas?
Dallas is good. Dallas has been rainy on the weekends and then like nice and warm during the week, which is, it's great to have it nice and warm, but at the same time, it's like, but why can't it be nice and warm on the weekends when I got the whole day off?
Right.
Instead of
Right.
while I'm cooped up in a building for the majority of the day. But it is what it is. And I'd rather have nice and warm during the week than storming the whole time or something kind of crazy, which is usually what we're dealing with right now in the springtime in Texas. So that's all been going fine. Over this past weekend, we helped our friend move on Saturday. It's one of my friends that has helped us a handful of times. So we're like, when he said, put out the call, I was like, hey, I'm going to need a few hands. We were like, absolutely, we will be there to help you out. So we took care of that. And it really didn't take nearly as long. I was expecting, planning for it to take like all day. And we were done. I think we got started around 10 and we were probably wrapping up around 3:30 or so. So I guess all in the middle of the day, but I was expecting to go into the evening and it didn't take that long at all. So that was really, really cool. Got them all moved over and everything's good. So they're all set up there. So actually, you know
Nice.
what? A couple of weeks ago, I think somebody had posted a question in our question area about like, how are you doing in your gaming resolution? And I think that I said I didn't have a gaming resolution, or I couldn't remember if I did.
Okay.
And then I started thinking about it a little bit more. I was like, oh, wait, you know what? Actually, I think what I had mentioned about my resolution was that, hey, I would kind of like to get a little more consistent with streaming or something like that. I think that's actually what my resolution was. Mm-hmm. So I
Yeah,
was like,
we all
all right,
knew you
well, I'm
had
gonna-
one. We couldn't think of what it was.
Yeah, something like that. I just couldn't remember for sure. And then I was like, oh, that's what my resolution was. So I've been messing around with all my tech stuff because getting that all squared away. And so I just kind of jumped back in. I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to stream a little bit more frequently and everything like
Yeah,
that.
man.
And then the other day, I got like an email from Twitch and like, okay, you can be affiliated now if you want.
I know.
What?
Congratulations.
I know. And I
nice,
was like,
dude.
wait a minute. One thing, it was like literally I finished the stream and I was like, you know what? I should see what do I need to do to be affiliated? And then I had the email in my inbox. So it was kind of crazy. So I went ahead and set all that stuff up. And so if you're interested in watching somebody play shooter games or other games, not particularly great, then please stop by twitch.tv/BrettFan35 and drop me a follow and chat in there sometimes if I'm in there playing a game so I'm not too lonely by myself. And if that's what you'd like to do. Now, let me make this very clear. If you're looking for Ed Placencia Part 2, you're not going to find him.
Well,
You're
I would
gonna-
hope not.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking for a Chris McCracken Part 1.
Yeah. Well, you're not
Yeah,
going
let's
to be
get to that
You're
first.
not going to be quite as entertained as what I'm trying to say, Mr. Ed. I'm
That's
not
not
quite
true.
to Mr. Ed's level of hilarity and entertainment, should I say? Because that man is on it, doggone it.
But you
I'm
are
just
going
trying
to
to
get
aspire to a quarter of his level.
get Chris McCracken level gameplay, and watching you play Apex, dude. You are moving around like you're playing on a PC.
Well, that's nice for you to say. It doesn't feel like it to me, but
Yeah, man.
I'm glad that you think that. So I'm excited to see how it's going to go. I'm the only guy here in the podcast that has the traditional 9 to 5, so I don't have quite the flexibility to really push it super hard. But I'm gonna try to build out a consistent schedule, look at what I can do, and just try to play a few things there. I did jump into the Division because I had last Friday. I had like a half day off.
Yeah.
And Ed was doing his No Work Friday stream, and he did the Division 2, so I was able to jump in with him and Ian, our boy Ian Drake. And so that was a lot of fun. Finally got my first little taste of how that's going. I haven't had time to jump back in yet. I did get a few messages the other day from people that wanted to play. And I was like, look, I'm sorry. I got to go handle some other things. And I'm just logging in really to play this or to play some video while I'm doing a couple of other things kind of stuff. But I am going to be jumping back into Division 2. I still don't really understand what all's going on, but that's cool because I had fun running around and shooting guys that were purple and yellow and had green and all whatever different levels that they were and saying, that guy's down. Oh, wait, I'm down again. Can you get me up? That's the one thing that I will say with the Division 2 so far in my limited time playing it. I don't feel like it's super obvious to me right away that I'm taking heavy damage and I'm about to go down.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because maybe I just can't remember for sure, but maybe the controller doesn't have much rumble or the screen isn't super affected. I'm just used to way more clues letting you know that, man, you're really taking damage. Like, for instance, in Destiny, at least the way that it used to be back when I was playing Destiny is you would take damage. Not only would your screen get a little red around the edges of it, but also like your meter, your controller would start to rumble and it would start to beep as you were getting low to your level.
Okay.
And then your ghost would come in, maybe say something like, oh, watch out, or you see the little ghost icon or whatever. There was a few different clues because you're focused on the gameplay and taking down that enemy. So there were other things that would happen to clue you into, hey, you're taking damage or you're about to go down if you continue on or something. I don't feel like there's as many of those little hints inside of the Division, so I need to pay much more attention. But once I kind of figured that out, I think I was able to stay up a little bit more often.
I'm in the same boat. I mean, I still am very surprised sometimes when all of a sudden I'm dead because I had no idea my health was as low as it was.
Yeah. Yeah, but it does feel rather generous on the amount of time that you could be downed and still be gotten back up. It doesn't feel like you're out right away. So that's nice. I think that's a good compensation for not having maybe quite as many audible cues or whatever for. Besides, you just all of a sudden and I'm on a knee. Oh, I'm not crouched. I'm actually downed. I need somebody to come pick me up. Definitely been playing some more Apex, jumped into a little bit more Overwatch. I'm hoping to jump into more soon because I definitely want to play around with the new character a little bit more.
I do got to say real quick, Chris.
Yes.
Playing with you yesterday or 2 days ago, that's the first time I ever got a win with a friend.
Oh, really?
Is that right?
Nice.
Yeah, I've never gotten a win with somebody I knew. It's always been strangers.
And that's the only time I've ever played a game with you while you were on the bus. So you and Ed are doing great being on the, being moving and then also having decent internet.
It's awesome.
I know. It's because we were in the big cities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've been in big cities, so our internet was...
It's like the planets aligned this week or something.
We're rocking right now. We need to go get a lottery ticket or something.
Yeah. Don't tempt me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, seriously.
But that's pretty much it over here. Just been working like normal. I've taken on a few side gig photography jobs. I was doing one of them tonight, which I was rushing home because people were texting in like, hey, I can get started maybe a little bit early. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not quite there yet. I had to hurry up and get home. But so I got a few little side gigs coming down the pipe, and that's exciting as well.
Nice,
man.
That's awesome, man. Well done.
Thank you.
Tim Router, are you still a foster family?
Oh, we are no longer a foster family, sir. We are an adopted family. We have adopted her. We officially adopted her on Saturday. Piper was over the moon. It was amazing.
How did you tell her?
Oh, she went with us. So we went to we had to go back to the Petco because that's every Saturday. That's where this charity organization has everything, and we had to we already gave them our intent that we were going to adopt her midweek, and so all we really had to do was go in, pick up her paperwork. They took a picture of her, and I just have this really sweet picture of Piper just holding her with her head down over her, and it was super sweet. So she is now a member of
how did you tell the dog?
Oh, how did we tell the dog? Yeah, we just told her not to pee on the floor.
And then she did it anyways.
And she did it anyway. So she's perfect. She's in. We're good.
He had
It's
the
all
dog
good.
open a box and a bunch of Piper balloons came out.
That's right. Exactly. I love it. I love it.
Gave us some red wine and cauliflower and said, welcome to the family.
Hey, welcome to the family. There you go. Now clean this up. The actual Piper's topic of the week is not the dog, because that was last week. It is her other front tooth came out this week, finally, which is great. So now she's a toothless
it's taking
wonder.
a long time.
It was dangling, dude. It was the grossest thing. Have you ever seen the
didn't
movie
hook it up to
Nanny
that drill like we
McPhee?
talked about?
I know. Are you kidding? I couldn't
When are
get.
you gonna do
I
that?
could not get near her mouth. She was like so protective of it. And in the car with Pepper on her lap, it just popped out, and we were like, "Thank you, Lord, finally."
Dog's
that
good
thing
for
was-
something.
Exactly. That thing was dangling out like Nanny McPhee, like just hanging there. You could pretty much see it. It was so gross.
Good
So-
Lord.
It was, yeah, right. So it was great. And she was super happy. This past week was our staycation spring break. And it was awesome. We just had a great time just being together. We went to some movies. We went and hiked down to a waterfall down at Jackson Falls. And man, it's just been awesome. It was just good quality family time. Loved that I didn't have to unpack or pack or travel or do anything. Hey, we played a soccer game last night.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
And we didn't completely suck. It was amazing.
That's
We were
good.
passing. We were scoring goals. Like even both of us were like,
Wait.
Uh-oh.
But did you win?
oh, of course not. But we still did. We still did amazingly
lost
so
by
much better.
12.
Well, here's the reason why we didn't win, because they had basically a girl who probably should have played up a level.
That's the
and-
reason.
she was just. Yeah, exactly. She was just rocking everything. But I'm super proud of our girls because they're starting passing. We're starting to learn passing and spacing, and it's awesome. So we were super thrilled, and we didn't completely suck. And so no matter what the score was, 20 to 2, we still did really well. But
It wasn't actually 20-2, was it?
no, it was not 20-2. It
was 23-2.
It's more like 8-5 or something like that. You're
Ah,
not
not
supposed
bad.
to keep.
That's not bad.
You're not supposed to keep score, but come on, we're keeping score.
Oh, yeah.
The coach and Coach Dave and I are like, yeah, no, we're getting crushed over here, or hey, let's just move these girls around and see what happens. But it was really good, and the girls loved because it was for the under the lights, so it was kind of an evening game. So they really loved being able to play under the lights, which was fun. So that was all good. This week, man, just getting back in the swing of things, back into school and all of the extracurricular activities. The puppy is doing well, though. We're continuing the crate training, and she's getting better. She's not crying as much as we put her in, so she's starting to get familiar with it. So it's just going to take time to get everything put together. But I definitely feel better. I will say this. I'm pretty sure that we can solve all of the world's problems with just one simple thing. Give everybody a puppy. Because every time I'm walking out the door with her along Main Street, I was stopped 3 or 4 times. Oh, what's her name? Oh, she looks cute. What kind of dog is she? It didn't matter what color you were, what religion. Like, everybody loves puppies. And it
You hear that, single men? You hear that,
That's
single
right.
men?
Yeah, you hear that?
Get a puppy.
Seriously.
Settle down.
Seriously. So just get a puppy, everybody, and the world will be a better place. It'll lower your blood pressure, at least for a little bit, until they pee on the floor. And then, it's all good. So life is going great. I didn't get to game as much as I wanted to this past week. Still on Far Cry New Dawn. I did get my elite rocket launcher.
Oh, nice.
The thunk is back, and it's so glorious. I gotta say, I'm pretty good with it. I'm picking off helicopters using that thing in one shot, and it's awesome. And it's just, I'm so comfortable with that thing. So it's always there. So I got my saw launcher, I got a bow and arrow, and I got my grenade launcher, and that is all I need. And I'm just going through and still liberating outposts, and just I have not touched the main story. I'm just, what's this area? Let's go in there, and boom, like I'm finding all kinds of fun stuff and just having a ball with it. And so that is it. That's Far Cry New Dawn, and I'll just keep playing that until it's done. And Clash Royale, as always.
Nice.
Exactly.
Mr.
like it.
Patilio
Yeah.
Wilkes-Barre Bear Bar.
Yeah. So here's what's funny. We are in Wilkes-Barre, which is what Ed told me last week. And then somebody got on the Discord and was like, no, it's Wilkes-Barre. And so while we were here today, nobody said it was Wilkes-Barre. So we knew that was wrong.
Okay.
Right.
So we asked a local. I found these two older gentlemen. One was probably like in his 60s. One was probably in his late 60s to 70s. Okay. And I said, hey guys, are you guys from here? They're like, yeah, we're from here. And I was like, how you say this city? And the guy goes, no, Wilkes-Barre. And I was like,
oh gosh.
I said, oh, Wilkes-Barre. And he was like, yeah. And the other guy looks at him and goes, what do you know? It's Wilkes-Barre. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding.
Wow, even the locals don't know. That's
The
amazing.
locals
awesome.
don't know.
That's incredible.
So it's back and forth. Nobody knows.
Okay.
And here's what the old guy said. This is what threw me for a loop. And I had no idea what he's talking about, but I was too baffled to even react to it. Because the younger of the old guys goes, Barry, it's not spelled like that. It's Barre. Wilkes-Barre. And he was like, no, you got to think of it like responsible. The word responsible, Barry, is Barry. I was like, what? Think of it like responsible.
That doesn't even make sense.
The best. I'm going to use that
That's amazing.
in all of my
Yeah.
arguments from now on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like
the word-
responsible.
it's like the word responsible, Barry. I was like,
That's it. Title of the episode.
have got to be kidding me.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
It's like
Incredible.
the word responsible, Barry.
Barry.
Oh. It was so northeast I couldn't even handle it.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
That's amazing. That's my people right there.
Yeah,
I
is.
love it.
He's like, what
You're
do
welcome.
you know? It's Barry. It's not spelled like that. Think of the word responsible.
Leave me alone,
Barry.
Dad. I know plenty of stuff.
So did you ask somebody else? Is it Barry? Are we confirmed that it's Wilkes-Barre?
Nobody knew.
Nobody knows.
We asked
Okay.
people
It's a
all
mystery.
during meet and greet. We were like, this young girl came through and Toby goes, hey, quick question. Wilkes-Barre or Wilkes-Barre? She goes, Wilkes-Barre. And then somebody else is like, it's Wilkes-Barre. And you're
Oh,
like,
gosh.
okay, well,
That's
nobody
so funny.
knows.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That's amazing.
I don't know if
There's
weird
a
is the
city
right
where
word.
nobody knows their name.
Yeah, it's a strange thing, phenomenon. Yeah, so here in Pennsylvania, we'll just go with that.
Yeah,
The
let's
old
go, let's
WB.
go there.
Yeah, exactly. Had the day had the day off in New York yesterday. That was fun.
Nice.
We have the day off again on Thursday in New York. New York's one of those places where I feel like if I don't do anything, then I've wasted it, but I don't necessarily know what to do
Right.
all at the
Right.
same time. And so, we went to the Nintendo store because, gamers go game. And so I took like 8 of the guys over there and I put a picture on Twitter of us all lined up and
Yeah, that's
that was
great.
on the Switches. Yeah, that was really fun. Thank you to Jeff Swan. Thank you.
Always.
Jeff Swan on the podcast. I want to say thank you, Jeff Swan. Number one, he's got a ginormous oops for us.
Yeah, he
But
does.
number two, he was the one that let me know about the Nintendo Labo kits at Target. And so you have to understand, my whole hang up with Labo is that it's too expensive
Yeah.
for cardboard.
Right.
Yes.
It's just too pricey for cardboard. And so I don't exactly know the exact numbers, but like the Labo like variety kit and like vehicle kit, I think were $79.99.
Okay.
And then like the robot that you could build was like $69.99. That's too much. It's too much. And so during the holidays, Best Buy had them where you could buy 2 of the packs for $100. And we almost did that.
Yeah.
Jeff Swan got on the Discord and was like, hey guys, Nintendo Labo is on sale for $17.99 and $20.99 respectively. So
Wow.
I got all 3 packs for $63 after tax, which is
Wow.
$20 less than you could have just bought one a week ago.
That's insane that they were on that kind of a sale.
Wait, at Target they were on sale, or was this somewhere else?
Yeah, and it was only in store at Target.
Wow.
Wow.
So not even online, only in
No,
store.
online it was full price.
Wow.
In
Jeff
store.
Swan, you're
Wow.
a genius, man. That's
dude.
amazing.
And so I went and got all 3 of the Jokers.
Yeah, man.
And so I'm going to be taking those home to the kids this week. Excited to try that. I don't know if we'll get into it this week because, I'm only home for like 3 or 4 days, but maybe next week when the tour is over. I don't know when is the better time to jump into it, but I think it'll be fun. I also think it'll be broken by nighttime, and I'm glad that I only paid $17 and $20.99
Yes, you'll
respectively.
feel you can sleep well.
Yeah.
Well, that feels like more like what the price should have been. It should have been $20 and $30, I think, instead of $80. $80 feels ridiculous to me.
Yeah,
And
that seems high.
Yeah, it does seem high. And I would have given them $40 if they had come out at $40. I would have bought them when they first came out. But like even Jeff Swan, when I got on there, he was like, I paid $120 for just 2 of them. And I was like, I know you did, buddy. So, the fact that I paid $63 for all 3 was awesome.
Yeah.
So
Good looking
thank you
out,
so much.
Mr. Swan.
That's
Right?
awesome.
Yeah,
man.
good looking out. Gaming wise, like I said, been in the big cities, so I've been able to play some Apex. I haven't started anything new. I've just been playing that. I really want to get that one trophy that Chris was talking about beating it with 8 characters, even though I only have 7 at right now. But I would imagine by the time I beat it with 8, I'll have enough money to buy the 8th character. And so, just working that out. Had a good time with Chris. I wish I could have played longer. I just hopped on there for a second, and he just happened to be on, so we got to play for a little bit. And then. Clash Royale, of course. And I'm trying to we finally have all of Toby Mac and Diverse City gaming. And it's
that's
crazy.
awesome.
So
what?
the band bus has been playing Mario Kart, and then Brian, our new drummer, just bought Mario Aces for the Switch. So they've been playing that. And then Toby sent me out to GameStop the other day to buy Tiger Woods Golf because our bus has a 360 on it.
No way.
And so we've been
Nice.
playing Tiger Woods like 2014 or 2013 on our bus.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Each night, and he's really good at it. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
He's really good at it though, so that's been fun, and he's just like whooping me mercilessly on there, and so that's been a good time. So, yeah, man, moving right along
That's awesome.
as we do.
So you only have one more week of tour?
Well, I've got like the remainder of this trip, which I think we're in Albany tomorrow. I get to see a Holy Headshot. And then a couple shows this weekend. And then next weekend is the last weekend. Not
very
this coming,
nice.
but the next weekend. Yeah. So that'll be the last one. And that's it, baby. We're done for a little bit.
Bravo, man.
So, and I was so excited. I was sitting in catering, I think. Oh, no, I went and met up with a guy named Gabe and one of his buddies, the guys that run the DCT podcast. I don't know if anybody remembers, but I was interviewed by them a couple months ago back in the summer. And we got to hang out with those guys. That was really fun. And as we were sitting there talking at Dunkin' Donuts, we look over and ABC is showing the freaking Overwatch League.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
I had no idea that Overwatch was getting shown on regular ABC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Very cool.
is that a first, or I've just been missing it this whole time?
I know it's been on ESPN.
No, I knew it was on ESPN.
Yeah, but I mean like ESPN proper even. It's not just because it's been on ESPN2 a handful of times, but it's also been on proper
Right.
ESPN, and it's been on
Right.
Disney, I think XD or whatever. I don't remember.
Yeah, but this is ABC.
Well, yeah,
though.
I know, but I'm saying what I'm getting at. I'm leading down the road here, showing you where all the places we've been. I think it has been on ABC proper at least one other time, but I think only one other time.
Yeah, it definitely is not a regular thing.
Yeah, it's not a happens all the time. And I'm sure it helped that this past week was the playoffs as well. Because that's when they were on, right? Yeah, it was during the playoffs. So I'm sure that is, well, the stage 1 playoff anyway. So I'm sure that helped to it as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that ABC showing Overwatch League and CBS is showing March Madness. I was like,
Yeah.
that's
so cool.
I was like,
One of these things is not like the other.
And one
I
of these
loved it,
people
though.
can't show the other, so they're showing Overwatch.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
There's a stark difference between the people on each channel. So yeah, man, that's it. Router,
That's awesome. Yes, sir.
you got it.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's do it.
Man, we got a bunch of new releases this week. So here we
Nice.
go. Battlefield 5 Firestorm for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Final Fantasy 7 for the Xbox One and Switch. Is that correct?
Yes,
Clearly
baby. That
it's-
was one of the stories, baby.
Ooh.
It
all
has
right.
arrived
There it
22
is.
years late.
That's right. We're here. Crickets. Anyway,
Yeah,
Final
exactly.
Fantasy 15 Episode Arden DLC for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Generation 0 for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Hitman 2, the Hantu Port Sniper Assassin Map DLC for the PC,
Lord have
PS4, and
mercy.
Xbox One. Exactly.
Man.
What?
Our World has Ended for the PS4 and Switch. Outward for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, yes, for the Xbox One and Switch. And Ed, Telltale, Walking Dead, final season, Episode 4, Take Us Back for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. We have War Party for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. The World Next Door for the PC and Switch. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered for the PC, PS4, and Xbox.
Jump on it.
Assassin's Creed Liberation Remastered for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Kingdom Hearts The Story So Far, little DLC, I believe, for the PS4. And finally, for the Switch, Yoshi's Crafted World. All right.
So real quick, on the gaming stuff, the Battlefield 5 Firestorm, that's their
Yes.
Battle Royale mode. So I believe, yes, it was just released, but I believe anybody who owns Battlefield like that, it was part of that. Like you just get it.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
think it's a
Yeah.
paid,
Oh, that's cool.
like a paid add-on. I think it just rolled out to it, I believe.
Yeah, and it rolled out March 25th, which is what, today? Yes, today.
Yesterday.
No, yesterday.
Yes. I
Yesterday.
think it
So,
released
yeah.
early on PC or something like that, or I don't know. There was some kind of weird staggered rollout of it, I believe. But yeah, I believe everybody who has Battlefield currently gets Firestorm.
Awesome. That's great. On the MTTG Oops side, our boy Jeff Swan threw it down.
Yes, he did.
Guys, I really want to
All the way
apologize for
down.
this. Guys, I really want to apologize for this in advance. And that's as far as I'm going because it's too long. Will somebody please sum it up? Because I fell asleep halfway through.
We got a lot of stuff wrong on Stadia.
Yeah, we clearly got a lot of stuff wrong
Or
on
half
Stadia.
right.
I mean, if we're going to talk for that long about Stadia, we're going to get a lot of stuff wrong.
Yeah, it's very true, sir. Very true. Can anybody sum it up?
I don't have it in front of me, but basically
Okay.
my sum up is we got a lot of stuff wrong.
Okay.
I know.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much for pointing everything out. If you haven't read it yet and you're
we'll
on
have to remember
Discord,
too that Jeff works in that arena
Yes.
of
yes,
technology and internet
Oh,
things
right.
and
yes,
networking and all that stuff. So yes, we did get things wrong, but he really knows that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
And so-
interesting
and
to
I
see
don't
the
feel-
things
I
corrected.
still don't
though.
feel like. Yes, and I still don't feel like they explained it well. I feel like Jeff explained
Right.
it better than Google did.
Yeah,
exactly. And if he explains it better, then I'm sure a lot of people are still confused as to what this is, and maybe the way Google presented it was they probably should have. Would you say should they have dumbed it down a little bit more? Would that be a fair?
No, because
No.
it's a developer's thing. It's not a consumer's.
That's true. Yes. Never mind.
conference.
And I'm a
are
little bit
correct.
different than Mr. Gabe here. I think they explained it well enough to where anybody who watched it can understand what it is and how it
Okay.
in theory is supposed to work. But I agree in all the minutia about like, well, one, we don't know what it's going to cost. And then like when they showed like, oh, you can go from your computer to your tablet to your phone to your this, Gabe's question about like, in practical real world usage, like, are you really expecting people to do that? How's that going to work? Like those weren't answered, but that wasn't, I don't feel like what they were trying to tell. They were just trying to show this is the pie in the sky. This is where the direction we want to go. And we'll give you more details about how we're going to get there later.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But they were
Yeah.
very small on the actual details of the stuff outside of the
It
controller.
wasn't a sales pitch.
Yeah, it was not at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was an information dump.
Right.
Yes.
So it was a dev information dump, basically. Okay. Got it. That's it for me. Back to you, gentlemen.
Chris McCracken.
Yes. So this past week, Apple actually had like a little, I guess you'd call it a conference, and it was mainly supposed to be focused around their TV offering that they're going to do because they're coming out with the television subscription service. But it was really basically like a services update where they're going to say, hey, here's services that we have, here's ones that we're bringing in and kind of what they are. And one of those new services that they're bringing out, they're calling Apple Arcade, and it's exactly what you think it might be. It's going to be a curated collection of games that you can subscribe to, and then you have access to every single one of these games that they're going to have part of their service. So basically every game that is on the App Store, essentially. But on top of that, they're going to be bringing in a ton of exclusive games that are going to be only part of this service and only on iOS's App Store. Now, they didn't go into great detail about all the ones that are going to be there. They did a few little vignettes of some ones that are coming up. But it's going to be a video game. It's basically very similar to Game Pass. It's almost the exact same thing as Game Pass, but for mobile devices. Now, they did say that you can play them at several different places because you can play iOS games on Apple TV, you can play them on a phone, on the iPad, and they are going to be coming to Mac as well. They did make a big point about saying that all these games can be downloaded so that you can play them offline. You don't have, they're not just a streaming kind of thing. Every one of them can be downloaded the minute that you get it. You don't, obviously, because they're part of the subscription, you don't have to worry about doing the purchase. They made a big to-do about, like, we have all these great games on iOS, but the ones that charge for just a one-time fee and then you get the game have a little bit more trouble to compete against these free-to-play games. And like, well, if you decide you want to subscribe to the service, you just have access to all of them and you can download them the minute they come out and yada, yada, yada. So I am not really a big mobile gamer. So this really doesn't appeal to me at all because I play very few things on my phone. And they just, very few of those games outside of Hearthstone have ever really captured my attention for more than, maybe a month, if that. Is this something or something in this genre? Like if Google were to come out with something like this, is that interesting to any of you guys? Because I know you are more on mobile gaming, do a little bit more of that than I do.
Is it old games or is it new games?
Well, it's my understanding is it will kind of be all of the above because it'll be everything that's on the service now. But then there's definitely going to be new games that are made that are going to be part of this subscription service and that are going to be exclusive to Apple and the subscription service, as the way I understand it.
Yeah, I don't have an iPhone.
No, but you have an iPad. And you've played a lot of games on there.
But I barely use it anymore. I couldn't tell you the last time I was even on it, honestly. And so, and it's like the first iPad Mini or iPad 2 or something like that.
Yeah, that's the one I had too, man.
And, but they started
slow.
But I also mean like for instance, like if Google did something similar, like does having a subscription service to access to a library of games that are mobile games, is that something that interests you? I mean, I can understand why the Apple one specifically wouldn't, since you're not an iDevice person, really. But
not even kind of.
Yeah, not enough to pay for it.
I'm really with you, Gabe. I'm not enough to pay for that at all. I'll just keep
all the games I love are free.
Done. Yeah. Why would I bother?
The games that I've really fallen in love with, and what I'm looking for right now is like a great portrait offline one-handed game. You know what I'm saying? And so like I can see if I was like uber bored, I would sign up for like a month just to see what was going on. But I mean, to be installing and uninstalling constantly, I that doesn't sound appealing to me.
Gotcha.
What about you, Ed? You say no, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same, and really all I can think of is the only games that I, if it was an online game like Hearthstone or something like that, it was with people who were also on iOS, and so I am also on Android. So the fact that I wouldn't get to play with my friends anymore with those exclusive games, there's
no point, right?
Yeah,
not for you,
not for me.
Yeah. What about you, Router?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't play enough games on my phone other than the ones that I play regularly. Like I'm not out actively seeking new games. I'm always just, when I'm up and pick up my phone and I've got a quick second, I'm always at Clash Royale, Hearthstone, or Balls at this point. Those are the three, and I kind of haven't deviated, and I kind of am like, I don't need to like be scanning for new games all the time. So it doesn't make any sense for me.
Yeah, exactly. So as Tim mentioned Final Fantasy VII has dropped for the Nintendo Switch,
Amazing.
which is crazy. And the only reason I actually bring it up is because there's something a little interesting about it. So Final Fantasy games were on Nintendo. Like that's where you played them. That's where you were used to seeing them. And then when they built Final Fantasy VII, it was ginormous. It was like 3 or 4 discs big. And so that was one of the big pushes of not having it on a Nintendo console anymore, was because they just didn't have the room on a cartridge to put it, on the N64 or whatever was out at the time, when the PlayStation 1 was out. And then what was next? Like the GameCube or something like that. So I don't know how the data worked on, any of those discs, but I know that the cartridge was kind of what got them away from the Nintendo. So now it's so interesting to see that how far technology has come, because, there's been rumors that the PS5 might be cartridge based, because now that we can fit so much memory in such a small area, now we have Final Fantasy VII now back on a cartridge. And going back into the Nintendo Switch. And so it's interesting to me just to see technology move forward. And I would love if we went back to cartridge-based games and got off Blu-rays and got away from CD-ROMs and disc drives altogether. I think it's faster. I think that's less moving parts to break. And so if, some of the things are true that we've talked about with the PS5, maybe going back to cartridges, wouldn't mind that at all. I just don't know how they would do that and do the backwards compatibility thing that they've talked about.
Right.
So let's say cost is not an issue. Cost to you to purchase the game is not an issue. You'd rather have a cartridge than just digital? Like, let's say they were the same price?
But I like buying physical.
But my understanding is you've always been drawn mostly to the physical because you can get it at a discount. I'm saying if price is irrelevant and they're the same, no matter where you get it, if they were, I'm just saying, would you still prefer a cartridge?
It's hard because it depends on the game. And so like for one player games, like Last of Us, Assassin's Creed, I prefer that physical. Overwatch, Mario Kart, Apex Legends, I prefer that digital.
Yeah, the competitive ones.
That makes sense.
Yeah, those are the ones I just hop into real quick. Yep. Where like Far Cry 5, I just left in my PlayStation for a while, and then I can be like, dude, you got to play this game, play Far Cry 5. Where like, dude, you got to play this game. I'm not letting somebody hold my Overwatch disc. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to keep that. And so for multiplayer,
so you just would want it physical to be able to trade it around.
Trade it around, buy for cheap, because I feel like. Yeah, this is gonna sound terrible, but like the fact that like, and I don't know if it was digital as well, but the fact that like Far Cry just went on sale for like $20, and I thought that was for the physical disc. Like it just doesn't happen as much for the digital release.
No, yeah,
for them to go on sale as much as the physical.
I get all that,
yeah,
but
digital's
I'm just
more
saying,
set price.
Your thing was like, oh man, I'd much rather have cartridges that because they're faster than disc. And I'm like, well, let's say price was irrelevant. Let's say it was the same no matter what sale went on sale at the same time and everything. I don't see why you would want, like, why would you want a cartridge? Except for the be able to trade off kind of thing. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's for the if you're taking away price, but it's just for the trade around thing. Like, being able to, even though I shouldn't have sold it to him, I should have just gave it to him. But like the fact that I could sell Sammy Zelda was, I loved that I could pass that on to him. And now he's passed it on to another friend that's really enjoying it. And so I love that aspect of gaming, but you don't really do that with multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Well, and
so multiplayer, all digital, single player, physical.
I'm the same with you, Gabe, mostly because it's just a hard drive space thing for me. And like I can never delete the Division 2 now, because if I later on down the road say I want to play it again, I can't just pop in the disc. I got to re-download 90 gigs.
Wow.
And I don't know how the Nintendo Switch does it, but right when you put that cartridge in, it's ready to play.
Right.
Like, you don't have, there's no installing. And so if PlayStation could figure out a way to do that to where like I pop the cartridge in and I can play, that's insane.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm with you. I kind of like, with the very limited multiplayer stuff that I do, I purchased Overwatch digitally because that way I can bounce in and out of it very easily and not have to worry about any disc. And then just like you, Gabe, for all the single player action stuff, I like to buy physical, but I also like to buy physical because I have some friends who are not they're not huge gamers, but they're always looking for something. And I love to be able to be like, hey, I just played this. You need to play this. And I got that with my buddy Evan. I got him playing The Witcher 3, and he like beat the snot out of that thing, and it was his favorite game ever. And I love that. It just makes me happy. And so like I love the shareability of that, and just being like, here, take this. I know you're not you have limited time, you got a family, the whole nine, but like I did that for The Last of Us, and I got 3 people hooked on that game just by passing it around to them. And it was great. It makes you feel good. I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, man. I really think all that's going away though. And I don't mean like I don't mean like physical's going away because it's going away. I mean, I think that just like Microsoft wanted to try to implement, granted it was going to be within your family, but they wanted to implement in the beginning of this generation where they're like game sharing. And then Steam has talked about like, I believe it was Steam or somebody had talked about like getting in the way to where you could sell your used digital games. And I just feel like this is all going to work itself out and be taken care of and still doable, but in a digital world. And then that it doesn't remove... It's not going to remove the download part of it, obviously. But then the thing is, like, maybe by the time that happens, it happens because we're all in a streaming area. I don't know. I mean, I hear everything that you guys are saying, and I absolutely believe that, or I say right now, the way that physical games will go on sale at different retailers obviously makes sense. That would be a big draw for like you guys that really prefer the physical side and the tradability side, because you're right that at the moment there's no real way to do that. I mean, there's a few workarounds that kind of work, but they're very, very limited. They're not.
There are? I don't even know what they are.
Yeah, you can. Like I mean, there are ways. There are ways on PlayStation and on Xbox to do game sharing. They're not there.
Oh yeah, I know that was like that hour at a time thing.
No.
Or whatever
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like where you and another person basically have the same account. Not the same account. You have your own accounts, but you're able to share between each other. But it's like very limited. There's workarounds, and it's usually like only 2 people. Like there's ways to do it. That's what I'm saying. It's not the same as like here's your cartridge or here's this disc. I just finished this game, and then they can pass it to their other friend and then their other friend. It doesn't work that way. You definitely still have that advantage in the physical realm. I just
love that. And I know that there's a little bit of loss of money, but I just love the passing on. Just like a good book. When somebody's like, dude, you got to read this freaking book.
Or movies. The same with movies. Like, here's this.
Right.
Whether it's DVD or Blu-ray or back in the day VHS, like, oh, this was so good or whatever.
Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen to Redbox.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I wonder if they're like having to watch the writing on the wall. I know that they have some streaming stuff, but it's not I don't think it's very stout, and it doesn't, it's not going to compete with Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and all that. But like that was such a good idea. And so I wonder if they're going to go the way of the dodo bird, like Blockbuster.
I mean, they might, but I feel like it'll be a much longer time before it could get to that level for them. I mean, you've got to think that they're trying to figure that out because they've got to be having somebody out there looking ahead. I mean, that's probably why they got in the streaming game to begin with.
Right. What's weird is that like we noticed the other day that we don't even have a DVD player in the living room. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like on a normal day, we have nothing to play a DVD in our living room.
Yeah.
So it's all either on demand or...
We didn't either until I got the PS4 Pro, and then we moved the regular PS4 in the living room. Then we had, now we have a Blu-ray player.
Exactly,
we didn't have one before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel
that's what we use too, is the Nintendo.
Redbox now it's pretty much now like when you get those, you see those forwards that people send like, hey, remember this? And it's like a phone with a cord on it and stuff. And that's what Redbox is going to be, 20 years down the road.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Do you know what this is?
Exactly. What else you got, Christopher?
All right. Gabe and I and the other guys in the chat on Married to the Games, we talked about this a little bit earlier this week, but there is a Twitch streamer by the name of the Happy Hob who was able to beat all of he dubbed them the Soulsborne games.
This is crazy.
And
this is crazy.
He beat all of them without taking a single hit.
That's insane.
How is that possible?
It just doesn't make any sense.
And he did it in 18 hours. He played them back to back, and he played them in this order. And I this is the one thing I'm curious why he picked this order. I'm sure there was some method to his madness, but he played Bloodborne, then Dark Souls 2, then Dark Souls, then Demon Souls, and then he finished it out with Dark Souls 3. And his goal when he originally set this up, and all the rules are self-imposed, so he can't take a single hit or any kind of damage unless it's damage that he self-inflicted. Because apparently there's some ways where you can jump down to a certain thing or maybe inflict damage your way that somehow helps you. He's like, those ways don't count. But if he takes any damage from an enemy of any sorts or like a trap or anything like that, he would have to immediately start back over at the very first game. And he had basically...
Wait, on the very first game?
Very first game.
Not the beginning of that game?
The very first game.
Wow.
Every game,
gosh.
back to back, no hits was the goal. And if he takes a single hit anywhere along the way, and in fact, a couple of, I think it was like in early or mid-February, he was playing the game and he got to Demon Souls, which is the fourth game in his order that he was playing, and he actually took a hit on the tutorial boss. And like...
Oh my
it was
gosh.
like this most heartbreaking thing. I watched the little the Twitch clip of it. It was the most heartbreaking thing, and he started it all the way back over. And he had originally set a goal because From Software is the people making Sekiro Shadow Dice Twice, and his goal was he wanted to complete this Soulsborne run before that game came out. He beat it like the day before or like the morning of the game coming out. One of those two, I forget exactly. So he was down to the wire, but he got it done.
That's
That-
like
I
saying
mean-
I beat Pac-Man and I didn't eat a single dot. It's like, how in the...
Yeah, that's
I know.
exactly. It feels impossible.
That is exactly
Wow.
the same
I
comparison.
know.
Unbelievable.
So now he had the way he kind of made his name about himself. By the way, he used to be called the Happy Hobbit, and he shortened it to the Happy Hob. But he had beaten the original Dark Souls without taking a hit, and then he would like go on and play another game and wouldn't take a hit, and then he did the entire Dark Souls trilogy without taking a hit, and then came this whole one where he's like, okay, I'm gonna do the what is it, Blood Souls. Bloodborne, Soulsborne is what he was calling it. He said, that's my new goal, and I want to beat it before From Software's new game comes out. And he admitted, like, outright, he was getting super stressed that he wasn't going to be able to complete it because it was getting down to the wire before he was finally able to complete it. But the man did it. And his dog comes into there and he's just like hugging his dog, like, we did it, you know?
It's like he won the Super Bowl.
It was so crazy.
I'm going to Disney World.
Right?
I know that's right. Good for him. I mean,
I know, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
His Twitch
What a feat.
reaction must be insane.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sony sent a memo to GameStop stores.
Yeah, this is weird.
Uh-oh.
This is a little weird. It makes sense, but it's weird.
Yes.
And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Sony explained that after April 1st, retailers, and we're not talking about brick and mortar retailers. We're talking about retailers, period. Retailers.com, retailers brick and mortar will no longer be able to sell game codes for PlayStation systems. And so I'm talking, Humble, Green Man Gaming, CD Keys, GameStop, Best Buy, Target, Walmart. You will only be able to buy them through the PlayStation Store. And I hate that.
Yeah, I don't understand.
There must have been something happening with, I don't know if it's hackers or like something must be happening to where they're like, man, we're losing money on this thing or we're bleeding money out somewhere, and they just closing the whole operation down. I don't like it just from a gift buying perspective. Like, every year it seems like the three of us buy or four of us buy each other gift cards. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, whether it's the Sony PlayStation 1 or something else. And I just don't, I don't like it. I don't know. I just don't like it.
To be clear, it is just the game card that they're not selling. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
So, like, for instance, if you were like, oh, I want to get, Detroit Become Human, and they had a digital card that was like, buy this card, and when you key in this code, you have now Detroit Become Human. That's what they're removing. They're still going to sell the currency card. So, like, you could buy a $20 card or a $50 card or a $100 PSN card. And I believe that they came out and also said that they're going to offer additional denomination value. So like right now, I think they offer 20, 50, and 100 or something like that. They're going to have more iterations in there. So there'll probably be some $15 ones, and there might be a 35, and there might be, so they're going to diversify that a little bit more. So you could still buy that. you just can't go into the store or whichever of these retailers, be it .com or wherever, and say, oh, I want to buy, whatever the next Call of Duty is, just that game, but is a digital code. Is that?
Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. Now, I did not even think about like a Humble Bundle kind of thing. So that really bums me out. I totally wasn't even thinking about that. That's the one where I'm like, oh man, that really is a bummer. The rest of them, it doesn't really bother me, but I agree it's weird. It's like I would really love to know why. Why are you?
The story I looked at said that it was totally based on security issues in the past. But it seems like that would be across the board with all the denominations of money too. I would think that, but I don't know if they're just not seeing the return on just printing the cards, because every card you've got to imagine is a $60 item out there. And so I wonder if just that's too expensive. I don't know, man. It's just, it's crazy.
In the article that I read, they had the statement from Sony like confirming that was going to be the case, but it didn't give any kind of clarification. Like it didn't even mention like, oh, security concerns or any of that. So I literally had no clue as to why they'd be doing it. It's just, like you said, it's just weird. Like why?
Yeah. And I mean, I guess you can do what Chris is saying and you buy somebody a $60 card, because I don't think that's available.
Yeah, I don't.
Right. And it just like 50, 10, 25,
maybe there might not
and
be.
then 100.
Yeah.
I don't think there's like a $60 one that's just for a game. So maybe they'll come out with one that's like, here's a game, you know what I'm saying, of your choosing. And it's like, $60 and whatever cents for the taxes.
And it would just be added to your wallet, right? Like you just put in that,
added to your
you
wallet.
put in that code and you're done.
Yeah, but it just bums me out. And I know that it's a workaround, but it just bums me out that I couldn't, because I know Chris likes digital, that I couldn't go buy him Sekiro digital.
Right.
Here you go. Or Days Gone digital. Here you go. And so I guess I'd have to gift it to him through the store. But do they have that up and going? We've talked about it.
They don't have that yet.
They don't have that up and going. Right.
Which stinks.
And so
it's one of those things where I've never actually gone and bought a card that was the digital code for just game X. But at the same time, I always see them and I'm like, well, they're always there. So people have got to be buying them. Why?
Yeah, and I have bought them.
Yeah.
I have bought them for gifts. I remember I bought a couple of them for Toby, for his kids, like when he wanted to buy them Destiny 2.
Yes.
But we didn't want to do the CD because, his because his son, for those that don't know, his son Moses has muscular dystrophy, so it's not easy for him to work the CDs in and out of the console. And so he buys everything digital for him. And so I went out and bought the digital code cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Man, it's crazy. The only thing I can think of is that, it is, but clearly they're future-proofing something for the 5. And, the infrastructure might change, and that's probably why. That could be a reason why. I don't know. It seems a little weird. So
Yeah. I mean, and just like everything else, we'll get used to it after a little bit, and they'll slowly they'll pull them off the shelves and burn them, and we'll never see them again.
Yep.
We'll just see WoW cards all over the place.
Awesome.
Chris, what else you got?
So we mentioned a little bit earlier about Overwatch League and being played on the ABC network.
ABC.
But we also have some more information now. So Overwatch League has a team in Philadelphia, and they're called the Philadelphia Fusion, and they have announced that they are building a $50 million esports arena to host its matches, and it is expected to be playing in the new building by early 2021. It's going.
I'm sorry, come again?
It looks nice.
The Philadelphia Fusion will be building a $50 million esports arena. It's going to seat 3,500 people. And that's notable because according to this article, it says it is the first dedicated stadium for esports in the Western Hemisphere. I don't think that is correct.
Yeah, I wondered about that too.
Because I went to go watch the games that were being played. They were in the Blizzard's arena, which that's another one that's called an arena, and it's in Blizzard. But the one that I went to seats, I think, 2,500 people or 2,000 people. So maybe they just mean of this size, that's dedicated specifically to esports. Maybe that's what they mean by that statement.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, but regardless,
Was the other one built for esports?
the one that I went to watch that holds about 2,000 people, it's called the Arlington Esports Arena, I believe is its name.
And that's what it was built for?
Yeah, that's what it's built for. It's not used for, I mean, I'm
okay.
sure it could be used for other things, but that's what that was built for specifically. And the Blizzard Arena, as I understand it, is only used for that. So I don't know, but maybe it's just, I don't know. It's just a bit of a weird statement, but Comcast is the one who actually owns the Philadelphia Fusion. So they're the ones that are actually paying for all of this and breaking ground on the 47-acre site come this summer. And it's going to be in the same little South Philadelphia sports complex. There's already where they have like the city's NFL, NBA, NHL, and NCAA teams as well.
That's brilliant, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's
Yep,
absolutely
it is brilliant.
Next
That's
to
perfect.
that's brilliant.
The pictures look awesome. I think this is going to be a great place. And Overwatch League has already come out and said, I think starting next year, that the teams will need to have something in place so that they can play games in their cities. Like this year, obviously, they're having the one in Dallas and they're going to have the one in Atlanta. And I think they're having one other like in Toronto. But I think starting next year, they're expecting every team to have those and have multiples. So I'm kind of feeling like these are just going to start rolling out some between the rest of this season. You're going to see other cities start announcing what they're going to be doing. But
I can't
That's
tell.
awesome.
I can't tell if 50 million is expensive or cheap for only 3,500 people.
I mean, in terms of stadiums, when you see a lot that are being built around these days and they're like costing $1 billion, yeah, it probably is pretty cheap.
Yeah, but you can't.
But
you can't count it as a stadium. 3,500 people though that's not very many. That's like a theater.
yeah, I mean, but they're calling it a stadium, esports stadium. So
They're calling it an arena, right?
well, they're calling it it says right here, the 34-seat arena will be notable as the first dedicated stadium for esports in the Western Hemisphere. So they're using both terms.
Aren't they different though? Like an arena and a stadium are two different
And
things.
when we have a couple of them, we'll call them stadias.
There you go.
We learned that last week.
No, you call-
Bingo. We did learn that. The more
my
you know.
gosh.
I mean, what I will say, of
I don't
course,
think it's
they're-
stadias with an
Of
S.
course, they're just renderings, but the outside and the inside of these renderings look awesome. So if they're anything like
Yeah,
these
they
at
really
all,
do.
it's going to be really, really cool for the Philadelphia Fusion fans. Which we
That's
have a few
great.
of those in our
That's great.
Discord, in our community. So,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
we do. That aren't even from Philadelphia.
I mean,
I like it. No, I'm just saying.
yeah. I mean, Ed's not from London.
I love it.
It's cool.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Pick a team and vote.
That's what I'm saying. I like it.
Do it, man.
My last story is we talked about the two Switch models that look to be coming out soon.
Yep.
And it looks like, I didn't realize this, and maybe we said this at the time, so I could be repeating ourselves, but they said that one will be an upgrade and one will be a downgrade. And so I thought that was really interesting because the Switch, I can't imagine a downgrade from there unless like the controllers don't slide off or something like that.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe it's more like the 2DS where the Joy-Cons just stick on there or something. Maybe.
Well, they said the second model, a cheaper option for casual gamers that Nintendo sees as a successor to its aging handheld 3DS device.
It could also be like
So,
a lower resolution screen, maybe a slightly smaller screen.
Lower than 720?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. What is the 3DS
Ugh.
right now? Like 360p? I mean, and people are still like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but these are going to be still. Yeah, but they're so small.
I know.
This is still going to be a Nintendo Switch though.
But if the whole
Like playing
device
Switch
itself
games.
is smaller, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, all I know is people are going to buy it. So
I love Chris's
Listen,
impression
I'd-
of 3DS players.
Exactly. And listen, I'm with you. When I first bought my 3DS, because I bought the new 3DS, I was like, yeah, I don't like this. Like, it was just way too small for my hands, and the screen is just little. The 3D looked ridiculous. I never used it. But I feel like the 2DS is perfect. Like when I gave it to the kids, it feels like, pretty stout and solid. And,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
feel like you want to throw it off a building, but it definitely feels like, okay, you can drop this a couple times, take a licking and keep on ticking.
So the article that you're referencing doesn't give a hint or a speculation as to how the lesser one is lesser, besides just being cheaper, the price? It doesn't say like what might be different about it?
Yeah, it says it's claimed that the cheaper model will cut costs by removing features with vibration specifically cited. I'm like, what?
Okay.
We're going to take away vibration. It's a little less. You're like, oh my gosh. So that means, so the vibration is in the Joy-Cons. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I guess the Joy-Cons will be stuck to the side of a screen. So congratulations, everybody's getting a Game Gear. Pretty much is what we're saying.
You're getting a Wii U and a
2019.
Switch box.
That's right. Perfect. The Wii Switch.
Exactly. But it'll still play, obviously, all the Switch games and things like that, which, I mean, if you're going to cut hairs here, or whatever the saying is,
Split hairs.
split hairs, you need vibration
Or cut
for
them. Either one.
That's how
be
you
a
split
barber
them, right?
about it.
If you're going to be, yeah, exactly.
It's like responsible. It's split hairs.
It's like responsible.
It's like the word responsible if you're cutting hairs.
That's right.
Some of the games you need the vibration. Like, let's say you're playing Mario Party and you're playing the music one. That's all based off of, like, the vibrations. If you're playing 1-2 Switch and you're trying to see how many balls are in that box, you got to rock it back and forth and feel the vibration. Like, there's so many things that they touted the HD vibration so much. So listen, we don't always know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And so we'll just have to see what it is.
Wait
when it gets
and
here.
see. Yes, sir.
Yes. But they're both supposed to be announced at E3. And so we'll know then, I guess.
So what about the Primo one? Like, does it say
the Primo
how
one?
it's
The,
gonna be
the
better?
rumors are it's going to be a 4K screen. And it's going to be stronger, but not as powerful as the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X. What
about
people
like
are saying.
an improvement to battery life? Feel like I hear a lot of Switch people be like, "Man, if this battery life was better, that'd be cool."
Yeah, I mean, you would imagine that it won't be any better. I think the battery life is great on the Nintendo. Not awesome, but it's like fine.
Yeah.
And it really depends on the game that you're playing. You know what I'm saying? If you're playing Breath of the Wild, something really stout, like, it's going to be less than if you're probably playing, something a little sillier than that.
Yeah. Are you
know what I'm saying?
have any interest in upgrading?
Yeah.
Or-
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, if they bring another one out, say they bring out a 4K one that's a little stronger, it kind of does that step up like the Xbox One X. Let's say it's $350, then that's a good reason for me to go, still works with the Joy-Cons. That'll be a good reason for me to get that one and give the one I have to the kids so that one can stay home so the kids can play while I'm gone. Because right now I take it on the road with me. That's why I bought them 2DSs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got it. Yep. Makes sense.
Thank you. I'm out.
I'm out too.
Did you guys before we're out? Did you guys watch the Sony State of Play?
I did not get a chance to watch it. I watched or I saw like little recap lists.
Okay.
It seemed like a bunch of VR
What is that?
games.
Yeah.
What's the state of play? I didn't see it.
It's
It
basically
was kind of like their
they're-
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, they're starting to do those. Are going to start doing those.
And it's
How's
basically
it
it was like 20 minutes worth of kind of previews and upcoming looks at games coming up.
But it was like just back to back. Like, here's this
Yeah.
game and here's the game. It wasn't like a person on screen that talks about it. As I understand it, I didn't.
Yeah.
I got to watch the first little bit and then I had to go and I was driving.
Yeah.
The rest of the time.
That's pretty much what it was. It would show like
Okay.
a couple minute trailer or a scene, and then an announcer would say, "Here's a look at this game that's about this and this," and then they go right into it. And I kind of like that.
Was any of them something we didn't know was coming?
I mean, Iron Man VR.
Yeah, there was Iron Man VR is what they led off with.
Really?
No Man's Sky is getting a VR.
Yeah, full VR support on PC and PS4. Of course, this only mentioned PS4, but yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's only gonna be one eye at first, though. And they're gonna be like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't deliver exactly what we said we're gonna do. You're gonna get the other eye in like 3 months."
But like I had not, I'll be honest, I had not even heard that this whole state of play thing was going to happen.
Oh, you hadn't?
No, I hadn't even heard
Ed,
it.
were
and
you
then-
doing? What song was that, Ed? Was that recorder thing?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's freaking funny, Edward.
That was good, Ed.
Holy crap, I caught that, and I want you to know I appreciate it.
Thanks.
I'll be honest, I had no idea what he was doing.
Oh, that recorder
He's on a
thing.
boat.
Have you not heard that, Chris?
He's muffled.
I mean, not the way you two just did it. No.
They took us like a scene of like, here's what No Man's Sky is gonna look like, and then someone had taken.
now I know what you're talking about.
They had taken the Jurassic Park music and
Yes, now I know
did
what
the
you're
bad
talking
recorder to it.
You know, a joke's good when you gotta explain it.
No, I just
know,
couldn't.
but
I just
that's
barely heard like the
funny.
eep op noises, and I'm like, he's doing something, and then he's laughing at him like, I don't know what I'm missing here. But now you're putting all the
Oh
missing
my
pieces together, and
gosh.
now I got you.
Oh, if anybody's not seen that video, please go find it. I don't know what it's called,
It's hilarious.
It's like called what like No Man's Sky was supposed to be, and like, oh my gosh, it's the bad recorder version of the Jurassic Park theme song done to like some crazy animal on No Man's Sky when it first dropped.
Isn't it like a high school band or something?
No, it's
No.
it's just a single person playing a recorder really terribly.
That's right. Yeah.
And do they show actually Jurassic Park at first, like what they promised, and then what you get,
I don't
and
remember
then it switches
what
back
I
to
just
what you get?
have in my head what
Oh,
they
that
put on
video.
there.
That video, and like the dragon's all jacked up and walking funny and like,
Oh, wobbly.
oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh
stuff,
my
good stuff.
gosh. Okay, what was that all you had to say about that, Ed? Because I didn't see it. I wish I would have saw. I didn't even know it was happening. How did you know it was happening from a boat?
Oh no, did we lose Ed?
I'm not laughing at it. I was watching the video.
Oh, Ed dropped
lost
out.
him.
Oh, we ran.
Oh,
They hit an iceberg.
No, don't say that. Don't say
either
that.
that or he's like, well, that was a good
Oh,
joke.
yeah,
I'm
he's
out.
back. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! He's
Yay.
back. Ed, were you? Was that all you were saying about that? How'd you know that was going on from a boat, and none of us have even heard that it was happening?
I don't know. I saw last week before we left, it had been announced, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be on the boat. I'm probably gonna miss it.
Yeah, PlayStation actually had put out like a tweet and a blog post about it, but I totally missed it. And then the day of, I'm seeing all these things like, somebody had tweeted something like, I wonder what's going to trend more today, State of Play or PlayStation Direct? Because they weren't calling it PlayStation Direct, but a lot of people were
Right.
just calling it that because it's basically the same thing. And then I was
Yep.
like, what even is this? And that's when I looked it up. I was like, huh, well, there you go then.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's great.
It's so good.
Dude, that's amazing.
Oh, this is bad
What is
radio.
that thing? It's like a horse and goat sore.
Gosh. Okay, so it's called Jurassic Park No Man's Sky harmonica video from Reddit. Not mine is the one that Chris sent us. Holy
so good.
freaking crap! That is funny.
And it sounds like they're out of breath playing the instrument.
Exactly.
I'm crying.
Oh my
that's good.
gosh! Oh my gosh!
Just the comparable though, like when you see the gameplay trailer, it was just perfect.
Ed, you're the
Absolutely
best.
perfect.
I'm
I know,
so
man.
glad you did that. Oh man!
I wish I would have heard that live.
Okay. Oh shoot!
Way to go, Ed.
I love that
Ed,
freak.
you're the
I love that we're
Ed,
laughing
you were
this
the big
hard
winner.
at like a 4-year-old meme.
No.
Yep.
It's just that's a great one to bring back.
Oh, Ed, I love you.
Oh,
You're the big winner. Who's the big winner tonight? Edward is the big winner tonight.
All the way out on a boat someplace too.
I
the way
can't
in
wait
the
to hear
middle
that
of the
on
Atlantic.
recording when he does
Oh
that.
my gosh! Oh Lord.
Good.
Okay.
That was good.
Lord have mercy. Ed, did you have anything else, or you're on a boat and you're on vacation?
New on YouTube this week. We've got The Division 2 parts 1 through 3. That's up there. You can kind of check that out. And if you're still on the fence, You might want to check it out and for yourself and see how it goes, what it looks like. As far as free stuff goes, if you've got PS Plus and you're a Fortnite player, for only PlayStation Plus members, you can get a new Fortnite skin and back bling called Carbon, and that's something that's available.
Nope.
On the Xbox Games with Gold for the month of April, we've got the Technomancer. That's available all through the month of April. Starting April 1st through the 15th, Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's not Battlefront 2, the one that just recently came out. This is the 2005 version. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow, they are bringing all the stops out, aren't they,
Yes.
this month? April.
For April 16th through May 15th, Outlast Second Contact. And April 16th through the 30th, you've got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. New on Game Pass, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and What Remains of Edith Finch. Those are available right now. On the 28th of March, you'll get The Walking Dead Michonne and Vampire, however that's pronounced. March 29th, Operencia, The Stolen Sun. And on April 1st, Marvel vs. Capcom Comcast. Infinite.
Marvel versus
Comcast versus Google Fiber.
Marvel vs. Comcast. And
That's good.
We did get a new review, you guys.
We did.
Over on iTunes, we
bring
got
it
a new
on.
review. It's from Clamp Truck 1. This is what I refer to as a 5-star review.
Yes.
Yes, the subject is games and life, life and games. And Clamp Truck says a bunch of wholesome, down-to-earth guys talking about video games and real life. After a couple weeks of listening, they feel like friends that you've known all your life. Great diversity of opinion, making Friday a little bit better each and every week. Gabe, keep my subs rumbling with that glorious, silky voice of yours.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, snap.
And good luck with the new pup, Tim.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So thank you for that review, Clam Truck. We appreciate
Somebody
that
get
for sure.
That
get
is
a video.
awesome.
Somebody get a video of Tim's new dog and put that harmonica to it.
Like the actual should be like this puppy running through the grass and all beautiful, and then then cut to her peeing on the living room floor.
Cut to Tim walking through the house with a bag of poop.
Yep.
Clam Truck, thank you so much. That was
Yes,
very sweet.
amazing.
Yes, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
And I'll try to keep it up. I'll try to keep it low for you.
Yeah,
There you
man.
go.
Keep it-
Nice and low. Oh, yeah.
There it is. Ooh.
All right. Well, every week, thanks, Ed.
You betcha.
We asked you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked you guys, what are your initial thoughts on Google's Stadia? That's plural for stadium.
Oh, okay.
For those that didn't know, yeah. Starting
Oh,
over on
didn't know.
Twitter. Yeah, at Dante's Belmont. Same reaction I had with streaming TV. We'll keep my eye on it. We'll jump in when it's stable and improves my gaming experience. Juan Pedro Garcia. It's another console I'm not interested in. Not a console, but we'll keep from oopsing you. As a father, I have only one console, and I barely have enough time to keep up with the games on it. I'll pass. I feel you.
Yep.
I feel you. Over on Facebook, Mike Doherty. Cool. I still don't get it. Who's this for? But bottom line is, show me the games or get out of my face.
Well, there you go.
Man.
Fighting words.
Right?
Somebody drew a line in the sand. Nick Gordon, I'm slightly interested, but the games are going to have to be good. And I need some type of fiber internet service to come to my neighborhood.
There you go.
Carlos Emmanuel Navarro. 2 words. Data caps. For a lot of people in the US, data caps are a huge issue, especially with all the bandwidth being chewed up by huge game downloads and updates and streaming services. Plus, with internet neutrality being thrown out the window, Stadia could be a very expensive option for gaming.
Very true.
Yep.
Good point.
Now, I didn't think about that. I did almost hit a data cap. I think it was in November or December. They sent me a thing like, hey, you've used 90% of your situation. I was like, I have? Really? And I get like I think I get what is it? Is 1,000 gigabytes a terabyte?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I get a terabyte of data, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it kind of is, but it doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't sound like a lot. It's the first time I ever got close to hitting it though. I went back and looked at my other months and I was like, oh, it's not even close.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let's see. Calmed Fury over on Discord land. I think it's great when new companies bring new ideas and practices into video games. I think Stadia will be a free service with ads and an optional premium membership without ads. I remember seeing On Live and Gaikai for the first time and thinking, wow, game streaming is incredible. Now that Google is jumping in, there's actually a company that can follow through on the promise of streaming video games anywhere. There you go.
I like that.
Lucas Ham Sandwich. This is a little reality check, kind of. Brazil still can't use Access PS Now or any other streaming services. So while I think Stadia is a quote unquote neat feature, it probably won't be usable for me for a long time, sticking with Sony and console gaming. That's something we didn't really talk about. I don't know about other countries and their streaming situations. So that's interesting to hear.
That's true.
Let's go with Chris the Rock. I personally think it's great and I can't wait to try it. Even though PS Now works very well, it's mostly PS3 games, so it's not aimed at gamers who play current gen games. I use remote play with my Vita and PC instead. The promise of getting 4K 60 frames per second gaming without having to shell out hundreds of dollars is appealing to me. My oldest son is starting to play shooters like Fortnite and Apex. We would like to play Destiny together, but I would need to get a second PS4 just for that. With Stadia's low cost of entry, I could assemble a full raid team with my 5 kids. The dream.
Oh, there you go.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. If you got 5 different controllers, maybe that might need to be 5 different memberships, but you would be able to play 5 different games and maybe be able to have a whole squad, for basketball.
Right.
For NBA 2K or something like that. See, this is why we ask y'all questions, because y'all open my eyes. I know Chris has thought of everything, but you open my eyes at least.
I haven't thought of everything.
Well, you know where to find us, facebook.com/married to the games. Come join the group, the MTTG community group. It's so good. A lot of people are talking, a lot of little hints and tricks. I love it. I love it. Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Of course, marriedtothegames.com. Like Ed said, youtube.com/married to the games. Now on Patreon, if you want to throw a dollar in the tip jar, that would be awesome. We would so appreciate it. Patreon.com/MTTG. And Ed from the boat.
Rate us on iTunes and subscribe and leave a little message, because it's like the word responsible. Barry.
Yes, sir. Well done.
Yes. Well, let's get into some questions.
All right, we're going to start with Discord. Haley Zorel, have you ever booked time off for work for a video game? I just booked time off for Days Gone and MK11. That's amazing.
That's faith.
Ooh. I don't get
right.
days off on my job that I've had for the last 17 years. So
right.
I don't remember. I don't think so. But I definitely have played sick to stay home from school so I could play video games.
Oh, there you go.
For sure. Chris?
The only thing I can remember is I think I may have taken the day off when on the launch of the PlayStation 4, like when I picked it up at midnight. I think I took that next day off, but I can't remember for sure. I don't think I've ever done it for just one game in particular that I can remember.
Gotcha. There you go. Tim?
I mean, I can take off anytime I want to. So
Exactly.
I've never really taken time off of work for a video game. But if there's a game that really grabs me, and I'm working from home at lunchtime, I'll just like go up there, play for an hour, and then come back. And I probably won't even eat during that time. So, I mean, if the game's that good, I'm in, and I can just kind of do it whenever. All right, let's go to the next question. Mozambique 829. That would be Mark Boucher.
That's funny.
Told him he needs to change his PSN name when he can to that.
Mozambique.
Boucher. All right, what new music are you listening to right now? I've been enjoying Switchfoot's recent album Native Tongue, as well as jazz fusion band Snarky Puppy's album.
Oh, yeah,
Immigrants.
Snarky Puppy.
Yeah. That's what I got.
I haven't been listening to any new music, but the next thing I want to listen to is that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack.
Oh, it's so good.
When we watched the movie, it was awesome.
You finally saw
Am I
it?
the only one who hasn't seen that yet?
No, I haven't either, brother. Don't worry. I'm
you
picking
both
it up,
need
though.
to see it. It's
I
so
know.
good.
I'm really seriously considering just buying it because I feel like I'm
Yeah,
gonna like
I
it.
am too.
I couldn't believe how good it was.
Right?
Yep.
Told me.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe
I need
it.
to buy it.
And the music is like, the last time I had, this shows you what kind of music I like, but the last time I had this feeling about a soundtrack was Black Panther. Like, you're watching Black Panther and you're like, dang, these songs are freaking awesome. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all Sarah's been working out to at the house is the Spider-Man soundtrack.
Oh,
That's
so
great.
good. And I think I like the new Beat Saber songs too.
Yeah.
Me
still
and the
haven't
kids
bought that yet,
got
dang
into some of those new songs, and I think I kind of like those songs. They're
They're
not
kind
as
of a-
good as like the pop song.
Yeah.
Like down, 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 down. Like that's the best song on the whole thing.
Yeah.
But
They have a
but
nice
they're still
retro video game feel to them, though, which is cool.
Yeah, exactly. What say you, Tim? What are you listening to?
Man, I haven't been listening to albums per se. Just like I go on Mixcloud and listen to different DJs spin stuff. Some stuff is some old school hip hop. Some stuff is some drum and bass. Some is house. I know this next weekend, Ultra Miami, which is the big like EDM festival, is happening, and so I usually try and listen to DJ sets. They stream it on YouTube. And so all the live DJ sets, so I like to listen to that stuff. So that's what I'll be doing this weekend.
Nice. Chris?
Yeah, it's fun.
I don't listen to a ton of new music typically, but the one that I've been listening the most, and it actually came out a couple of months ago, I believe. So there's this singer-songwriter, his name's William Fitzsimmons. I've been listening, who I just found out moved to Nashville, so more reasons to want to go to Nashville than
Nice.
I already
Come on,
had.
brother.
The water's fine,
Welcome
baby.
home.
But
Welcome home.
he released an album called Mission Bell, and I've been listening to a lot of that recently.
Nice. Ed?
I really like the new Weezer album, the Black Album.
Oh, really?
Really?
Nice.
Spinning that a lot, and I forget the name of it, but Dido just dropped a new album too. So I've been
Oh my gosh.
Oh, here we go.
just saying.
Died.
If you're interested,
hilarious.
it's out there, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah, actually. I put my tea in the microwave and heated it right back up. They're like, oh, good. She got that tea thing figured out.
Okay, let's move on. Bad Gamer Elite. That Lem guy, he's got an organization quickfire for us.
Ooh, okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, when taking notes, digital or paper?
Digital.
Paper.
Ooh.
No, gee, dang, I'm kind of right down the middle. I do both, really.
Yeah.
I type faster than I can write, so I'm digital all day.
Paper.
Oh, there you
You
go.
know what? Doggone it.
You're
The
switching?
more I think about it, I probably do. I take a notepad to most meetings, so I actually write there. But if I'm out and about, I'm doing
On
my
your phone, right?
Yeah. I guess I would have to say paper now that I think about it, because I'm in more meetings at work than I am out and about. Dang it.
Yeah, when
That's
I'm like
weird.
just walking around the house and I'm like, ooh, I need to remember that, I go to paper and pen.
Really? See,
More than I
that's the
go to my
times I
phone.
never
Interesting.
do. I'm always like whipping it up just on my phone and just bam, bam, bam,
Well,
bam, and notes app.
I don't keep my phone in my pocket at home.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep it like on the island or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, one of your kids probably has it too, so you never know.
Nah, man, I don't let my kids on my phone. I'm trying to keep it.
Oh,
yeah.
well done.
I don't do that.
He's trying to keep it to only one cracked area.
Exactly. Thank you.
Broke by dinner. Let's see. Notepad or notebook?
Like that we call it?
Like a spiral notebook or a notepad that's bound.
I say
I
spiral
don't-
notebook if that's the thing.
Yeah, spiral.
I would go spiral too. Yeah.
Also, I guess notepad
Ed?
then.
Okay.
Like the one that's bound at the top. Would that be
Yeah,
a
and you
notepad?
just flip the pages over.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
spiral, baby.
Those are, and those are
Lord have
typically
mercy.
smaller too. Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar?
Google.
Google.
Outlook.
You
Unfortunately.
use Outlook, Chris?
You use Outlook?
Well, I work at a corporation, and
That's true.
all my stuff
Ugh.
is done through there. If it's on a
Gross.
calendar, now granted, I use Google Calendar as well, but I use Outlook way more.
If you guys would like to talk Chris out of that, you can email him at breadfam35
That's
at
right.
netzero.com.
Right.
at AOL.com?
Yeah, at Earthlink.
Ugh.
Juno.
I mean,
Juno,
I'm just saying,
booyah.
you can talk all you want, but I'm not the one setting the meetings. Other people are. I'm
I
just
know.
put on it, so
Yep.
I'm gonna have to use it regardless.
Yeah, you are in the corporate realm, brother.
Wow.
Outlook is king.
I don't even know how to
Outlook
use
is
that
king.
anymore, I don't think.
Nope.
I mean, it
Container
works
store
basically the exact
at
same.
Yahoo.com.
Okay, here we go. Wire shelves or traditional shelves?
Traditional.
Traditional.
Absolutely traditional.
Man, I'm like middle of the road on all these freaking things. I like traditional better, but I find that I have more wired, and wired tends to be much more flexible if you're needing to reconfigure, depending on how you did it, you know. So I'm going to say
I don't
wired.
know anything about that. Huh.
Playlists or shuffle?
Shuffle playlist.
Good. Exactly. You
Good
make a playlist
shuffle
and then you
playlist.
shuffle it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man,
I love it.
I'm both answered on everything here. Jeez.
That's right. Ed, what did you say? Playlist shuffle?
Playlist shuffle, yeah.
Nice. Okay, for movies, alphabetical or by genre?
By genre.
Alphabetical.
Really? Alphabetical. Oof.
Just thrown in the drawer.
Nice. Love it. That's perfect.
Time for that.
Throw it in the car, throw it in the drawer, wherever you need to.
wherever it lands at.
Okay, in the pantry, snacks, are they low or high?
Low.
Yeah, low.
What's
Low.
the question again?
In the pantry, are the snacks lower or higher?
Oh, higher.
Oh, okay.
He has all adults in his house.
That's true.
That's right.
Socks, rolled or folded?
Folded.
What? How do you
Socks.
fold a sock?
Just fold it in half.
Yeah, you just
You
put them
got
together
longer
and fold
socks,
them in
you
half.
fold it in half. I do both because with the small socks for Piper, I roll them, and then for mine, I will fold them.
When you say roll, do you mean like where you lay them out and then you roll them in like a little tube?
You could either do it that way, or you can take the tops of each and kind of tuck it in, and
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
kinda
like
makes a
into
little
each other,
sock
that's
bundle.
considered
Yeah,
roll?
yeah, yeah. That
Okay,
would be
that's the way that I do
considered
it. I just wasn't sure what
Yeah.
that's called.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely. They got to stay together. Wait, do they stay together folded?
They do.
Yeah,
But that
they
way you
can,
don't
but, I mean,
stretch them out.
Yes. Yeah, I've always folded mine.
Sock, shoe, or sock, shoe. What up, Katie?
Nice, dog. Nice. Well done. Well done. Okay, fiscal year or calendar year?
Calendar. But I'm very well aware of fiscal.
I don't even know what a fiscal year is.
I know, right?
Does anybody just get to say whenever it is? Like our fiscal year starts in March. Our fiscal
Yeah,
year starts in
basically.
April. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Well, who
it's
got
up to
time
the
for that
company.
business? Calendar.
Yeah, give me January 1, people. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Jeez
here's
Louise.
a bonus. As far as evil organizations, they'll love this pun. Would you go Cobra or Hydra?
I'm going Hydra because I honestly don't remember much about Cobra except that they exist.
How
Cobra was
dare
G.I.
you,
Joe.
sir.
Yes.
Which
Yes,
one's Hydra?
sir.
And then Hydra,
Hydra is Marvel.
Hydra is Marvel.
Yeah, Hail Hydra.
Yeah, I'll do Hydra.
Hydra.
I'm going Cobra.
Thank you, Gabe. Thank you. I'm going Cobra, and if I was in Cobra, I would be Storm Shadow because that ninja was my boy back in the day.
There you go.
Him, and actually, I did love Snake Eyes too. So.
Oh yeah, Snake Eyes. Yeah.
Snake Eyes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Beefmaster Serta, you are almost done recording the podcast. Gabe yells, "Let's get into some questions." Your forehead and palms get sweaty. You hope the one question doesn't get asked this week. What is the question you can't answer on the podcast?
We got asked it a couple weeks ago and we cut it out of the podcast, so I'm not going to say it again.
Perfect. All right. APOD, in Star Wars Force Unleashed, you get to...
You guys remember, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, how juicy is that?
Oh, dude,
They don't
leave
get
it.
to know.
No, we'll leave it. APOD, in Star Wars Force Unleashed, you get to play as Darth Vader with all of his powers. In doing so, you find you can use the Force and pick up Wookiees as well as Stormtroopers. So just because it's fun, you start throwing Wookiees and Stormtroopers off of cliffs and ledges to their deaths. Because it's fun. After a few times, a trophy pops. Worst day shift manager ever. It's one of my most favorite trophies, not because it's hard or special, but because it was totally unexpected. So what is your favorite trophy / achievement and why?
That's a great question. If I,
love
had a
this
memory.
question.
Yeah.
And I already know mine, and I've said it many a times.
What is it?
Borderlands 2, shoot me in the face.
yeah, that was a good one.
That's all you got to do, and bloop, there's your trophy. Love that.
Oh.
And it was so like, because I was grinding, I think, on that one too, grinding that game out, and all while loving it. I know you didn't, Gabe, but it was one of those things where all of a sudden out pops this dude, and that's exactly what he says, and you do it, and boom, trophy. It was
pops.
so great. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
yeah, that's awesome. I love
I gotta
that.
say, my favorite trophy was probably beating the first episode or season of Walking Dead and it being like platinum. I was like, hey,
Right?
That was
Yeah.
easy.
Yep.
I'll take a
Easiest
platinum
platinum
mission. Yeah, exactly. I'll say that one because I can't remember anything else. Chris,
Did that help? Did that happen in the Wolf
think-
Among Us?
I think
I
it
don't
did.
remember. I don't remember.
I think so. I can't remember either.
It's hard for me to say my favorite one. It would probably be a lot of the platinum ones that I've gotten, just because of that's why I was hunting for, really. But one of the ones that I did think was, I didn't necessarily expect it, and what I thought was super creative was in Uncharted 4, the stage fright trophy. So after you come out of that scene, if you just didn't move Nathan Drake for a while, a trophy would pop called Stage Fright, and it was where the game had screwed up during the
that's
demo.
right.
And it just froze because they needed to get another controller.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought that was a
that's
really cool idea.
brilliant. Yes, that's great.
That's
a
a
good one.
good memory, Chris.
And it was them, because
Very good
what I
memory.
liked about it was them poking fun at themselves. I really
exactly.
enjoyed that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got that trophy.
I
Ed?
did too.
Yeah, I can't. I know that there's been a lot of times where the trophy will pop and be like, "Oh my gosh, that just happened," and I can't for the life of me remember any of them right now. They just don't stick with me like that. I don't remember.
I do love Far Cry's trophies too. I mean, some are grinders, and then some are just out of nowhere, and they can be pretty clever. I think 3 and 4 were really clever, which was really fun. I love that stuff. I always love that stuff. Great question. Don Starlancer, how many of you are going to see Avengers Endgame at the theater? All 4 of you, or just 3 with one sitting out waiting for it to come to Xbox? You know who you are.
You can't see it, but I'm
Sorry.
actually raising my hand right now. I will be seeing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be seeing. I gotta go see
Yeah.
Captain Marvel first, but yes, I'll
Me
be seeing it in
too.
the theater. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll see you in
Yes.
the theater.
Yep.
Yes.
All 4 of us,
Nice.
baby.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're not monsters.
Yeah,
I know, right?
you can't judge us like that.
Facebook, Travis Reeves, with March Madness in full swing, which team are you pulling for? And if you say the Duke Blue Devils, you are now my favorite host.
That's
Notre
what.
Dame. Are they even in it?
Notre
No.
Dame.
No. Oh.
No, I would like. I don't.
Are they in it?
I
don't know who that is.
that'd be Oklahoma
University of Oklahoma.
or yeah. I don't.
Oklahoma
I'm not
University,
a
I guess.
huge March Madness person, but I mean Tennessee's still in it, and they've been pretty good this year. It would be kind of sweet. I'm sorry. You can hate me. I do not want to see Duke win another one. I do not want to see Kentucky win another one. I'd love to see somebody else. I always love the Cinderella stories in March Madness. These smaller teams come out of nowhere and just start whooping people. but I want to see somebody different.
I like Zion Williamson, so I'm pulling for Duke. That's who I've got winning the bracket. I don't follow college basketball enough to be annoyed by them if they've won a bunch or lost a bunch. So I'm going Duke and Zion. We ride that horse. He's a beast.
He is.
Ed?
Do that.
I'm going Duke because I also want to be his favorite.
Hey, there you go. So I'm the only jerk here. Is that what's happening here?
Chris,
all right,
Chris
cool.
didn't say.
I mean, I did, but I don't really watch college basketball, so
Yeah.
I don't really care.
All right,
okay.
perfect.
There you go. We're in the Sweet
Daniel?
16, by the way, right now, just in case anybody was
Oh,
wondering.
nice. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They start tomorrow, or is it the 28th? I can't remember.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's all good. All right, Daniel High.
The
Who has
28th.
Okay. Daniel High, who has the best heroic moment in comic movies?
What? Who's got the what? Who's
Best
got the
heroic
best?
moment.
The best heroic moment in comic movies. Oh, man, I don't even know.
I would have to say anything Jackie Chan did in any of the Rush Hours,
Ooh.
because those are comic movies, and he did all the fighting.
Do you think he means comic as in Marvel versus DC?
Well, I'm sure
or
he
do you
does,
think
but if we found a loophole, we found a loophole.
we did find a loophole?
I thought he meant like comedy movies.
No. Gabe, stand by your
no,
answer
no,
because that was
yeah.
brilliant. That was brilliant. Well played, sir.
I took it to mean comic book.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought you were saying, I was like, oh, I didn't know those were comic book movies. There you go.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
No, they're just comic.
I
They're
was just waiting for
comedy
the
movies.
oops.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Thanks a lot.
No, it's all good. I would stand by that, man. That's beautiful. I don't know, man. I love the whole Deadpool thing. I think it's great. Even the first one was amazing.
But what was his heroic moment that you're...
Like, that's the thing. Like, I can't think of I don't know. I can't think of a heroic moment, but it's hilarious. Because it doesn't take itself seriously, and so that's kind of what I like about it. It's kind of the anti-heroic moment, because it's just one big joke the whole time.
So I'm going to say, if I sat here and thought about it for an hour, maybe I could think of something even better. But the one that initially came to mind right away when you read the question was in Captain America, the first Avenger, I think is the very first movie, was the one where before he was even the guy and he wanted to get in the army, and he goes and he jumps on the grenade when they thought it was a live grenade.
Yes, dude. Nice.
And it wasn't.
call.
It was a dud.
Great
it was just to
scene,
show
yep.
that. Yeah, I really like that moment.
That was awesome. I love the Captain Americas.
What say you, Edward?
Batman's done some cool stuff. Not your dog, Batman, although he's probably done cool stuff too.
It would be spoiler of me to say, so I'm just going to say Into the Spider-Verse, there's a decision made on a rooftop that I thought was pretty heroic.
Man, I gotta watch that this weekend. I'm dying.
You know, it's funny. Mine is actually the same character as yours. I'm going to go with when Spider-Man was stopping that subway.
Yes.
Before he passes out, and they have to pass him over top of everybody. I forget which Spider-Man that was, but he's just trying to stop that subway train, and his back is to the front of it.
Yes.
I think that was the first one, the first Tobey Maguire one.
I think it was.
I just remember
Tobey
it was
Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. I just don't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
I want to say the first.
Gosh, Spider-Verse y'all have to see Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
Dude.
Just because they
watch it this weekend.
They talk about those movies and they like even jab at them a little bit, and it's hilarious.
Ooh.
Yep.
Is it not on any of the streaming services yet?
It's not.
It should be.
I mean,
it's not.
We bought it on Amazon. We watch it on Amazon, so we stream it there, but it's not like on part of it.
See, I want to get it on, dare I say this, DVD. The only reason why, because listen to me, because Piper watches
in the car
all
whatever.
those on the cars.
Yeah, all right.
So that's the only reason why I purchased DVDs is for that. So I'll probably pick that up. But I
Chris was so
definitely want to
offended.
see that.
I know.
Right? He got almost as much offended as Batman, for crying out loud. So there you go.
I'm not offended by Batman. I like Batman's name. I just didn't understand it at first.
That's
but I
the
hear
humor.
you, man. I do. Yeah, I'm following you now.
Yep, there you go. We got everybody on that one?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Twitter, Juan Pedro Garcia. What games are you hoping come to PAX? Mine is Borderlands 3. Totally agree. That would be great. I'd love to jump back in the whole Borderlands world. I think that'd be awesome. I don't know what games are coming out this year. Is that weird? Like, I feel like
I
New
don't
Dawn
either.
came out, super excited, and that's it right now. I've got crickets for the rest of the year. I have no idea what's happening.
Does he
And
mean like
PAX
just
is-
announced or like playable or?
I would say
Because PAX
both.
is like
Probably
it's not
announced,
the same as like E3 and stuff, right? And it
That's
more
what
of
I'm
like a
saying.
Get your hands on
they,
it kind of thing.
They do have things that they announce at PAX,
Okay.
but it's nothing like E3. You know what I'm saying? Or like Gamescom. But like that was, I think PAX was the first place anybody could play Cuphead. I think.
yeah.
I don't remember.
I think you're right.
It's the first place I played it with Stancil. I don't know. Yeah, Borderlands 3 would be cool. I would love to continue to see VR experiences take shape. I'd love to see, I don't think it's going to be there, but I'd love to see more Stadia stuff. Just, they've got to start listing some games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
When
Yeah,
is
that's the
PAX?
thing. Everybody's talking hardware and no games. Or not hardware,
Yeah.
but service
Yeah.
and no games.
yeah.
When
I don't think we're going to hear
is-
about that till
Is it
summertime.
in the summer? Is PAX in the summer?
There's a couple of them. I don't know when PAX East is.
Yeah. Okay.
PAX
feel-
East is the big one, though, right?
East and Prime are both pretty big, or is it called West now?
It's in
either
March.
It was West and now it's Prime, or it was Prime and now it's West. I don't remember.
PAX East is in 3 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
In Boston, right?
In
Yeah.
Boston, yeah. Oh, I wish I could go to that. I'm up this way too. Golly.
Oh, dude.
Ooh, that hurts.
That would be good.
That hurts.
Yeah. If you've
yeah, I
been
don't- I
talking
don't
about
know.
your game, if you've been mentioning it and teasing it for more than a year and a half, you should give us a date.
Yes,
Ugh.
I agree, Ed. Give us a date.
Otherwise, don't be
please.
talking about your game. Keep it under wraps for a bit
Yep.
more.
Yep. I'm at that
I like
point,
that.
too. Like, this year for me has just been super disappointing because I have no clue what's coming out and I'm not excited about anything. So somebody get me excited about something.
You know what I would like to see? I'd like to see another like really cool augmented reality game be shown at PAX. Like, you know, we kind of lived through the Pokemon Go thing and it's, you know, not come and gone, but it's come and it was ginormous. If something else popped off, like I would love if the Harry Potter thing
I
was
was
shown
just
at
gonna
PAX and
say,
it was
yep.
really, really cool.
Yep.
That would be awesome.
Or something like that. I like the, and that's like what I'm secretly hoping the next Switch has on it, which I don't think it will, but I'm hoping it has a camera because I think it would be powerful enough to actually do some really cool things. So I don't know.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love that, man. Great answer.
Thanks. Chris, did you
All
say
right.
anything?
Yeah, Chris.
I mean, the only thing that I want to know, and I'm with Ed, I just want to date is Death Stranding, but I don't think they're going to do anything with that at PAX.
No, I don't
realistically.
think so.
So
Not in 3 days.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, final question. Action J. Not my question, but this took off, so I want to hear your takes. And it's actually a reply, or not a reply, but he just reposted it from at Ray Johnston. Tell me about a technique you've used to survive in a video game that would never work in real life.
Rolling,
I love this. I love this.
like
about
rolling
for me-
over and over and over to kill those sandworm things in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
I just kept rolling.
Yes. Yep. For me, it would be at the top of a building. I'm just gonna drop a couple feet and assassinate somebody with my hidden blades, and just get up as if nothing ever happened.
Yeah, that would not work.
That would clearly not work without a couple broken legs.
I'm gonna say in Guacamelee you could turn into a chicken to get through really tight spaces and then
Yeah.
turn back to your regular self.
Yes,
That would never work in real life.
Very true. Yes.
Edward?
Like if I go into like a busy town square and murder 15 people in front
Oh
of
my
everyone,
gosh.
and then as long as I leave a 10-foot radius, no one cares.
As long as you get out of eyesight,
Eyesight. Yep.
run around a corner and everybody's like, oh, I guess nothing ever happened. They just go back to business as usual.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
That's really good. Chris, you said something. Rolling, right? You were.
Yeah, I just
you're good.
kept
All
rolling.
right, that's it. That
I
is
like
it for
it.
all the questions. Thank you, everyone.
Nice.
As
Yeah,
always.
thank you guys.
Yes, thank you.
They were perfect.
I stole my question of the week as well. My question is from Ryan Brown at Toad's Anime. He asked, and I want to ask you guys, if you could only give a full 10 out of 10 score to 3 video games, which would they be?
Ooh.
10 out of 10. 3 video games.
Okay. All right.
You got
I
it, Tim?
mine. Yep. 10 out of 10, 3 video games. Last of Us, Witcher 3, Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Ooh, nice. Even a current one.
Yep.
I like that. Edward?
Wow.
I don't
That's
think
tough,
I can
isn't it?
do this.
It's really tough. I'm gonna,
I don't think I could do this.
I know.
Chris is stressing over here.
I saw that tweet
Stressing.
and I was like, "Oh no, I'm not doing this." I tweeted. I just rolled on past in the timeline.
Well, there's the question you can't answer on the podcast. You're welcome, Beefmaster.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I'm gonna go Tales from the Borderlands.
Wow. Ooh. I have that. I need to go.
Spider-Man, and
Yeah.
uh, and Red Dead.
Shoot. Ooh.
Look at you.
Yee.
Nice.
Yee. Good job. Come on,
That's
Chris.
tough.
Nah, man, I can't do this.
Come on, man. Just do 3. Just
Chris is
come
going
on,
to
dude.
God
I
of
can do
War,
3. God of War would be one of them. Yes.
Metal Gear Solid
Yeah,
5.
Definitely.
No, I can't give that one.
And,
Really?
and
I can't give that one a
Overwatch.
10. I really enjoyed it, but I can't give that game a 10. There's no.
Ooh,
way.
Overwatch. Oh my gosh, Tim, doggone it.
Yep. You're welcome. Come on, man. Ed can do this from a boat in the middle of the ocean. You got this in Dallas.
Exactly. You got it.
Work your magic, brother.
We believe in you.
That's right.
I'm giving Metal Gear Solid the original one, or the one
Okay.
I used to- I'm giving that one
Okay.
a 10. And then the other game that I'm giving a 10, I will say would be.
Horizon.
That's where my head is.
Nice. That's good, man. That's great.
doggone it, I'll go with that. Shoot.
I know.
Man, because
So
you're
sorry.
basically locking me in for like forever. Ugh, I can't.
Yeah, that's right.
Ugh.
That's right.
Who says?
Well, it said you can
Exactly.
only give it to 3. And I did it.
Yep,
and
yep,
now,
yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, now you feel terrible about yourself.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Good
gonna
luck sleeping
say,
tonight.
Super Mario World
Mm.
on the
okay.
SNES, I thought was perfect. Gosh, I don't want to say The Last of Us because it feels a little obvious. I'm going to say
Yeah.
Uncharted 2.
Oh, I forgot.
Ooh,
about
good one.
Uncharted.
Good one. Good one. Good one.
Oh gosh. And I'll go. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. I mean, this is hard. I
Oh, yeah.
understand. I'm just
Yep,
not
yep,
taking it
yep,
that
yep,
serious
yep,
because
yep.
it's not like I guess I gotta go over.
Spider-Man or God of War?
It's a tie between Spider-Man and Overwatch.
Ooh. Okay.
I think I'm gonna go Overwatch.
Nice.
Nice.
That's
It's
awesome.
it's just so good, and they keep giving us more, and it's free.
Nice, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? They give us
Yep.
more for free.
Yeah,
Woo.
man.
All right. I want you guys to stress yourselves out too. Let us know if you could only give a full 10 out of 10 score to 3 video games, which would they be? And we will talk about it next week. And hopefully, I think we'll all be back in our normal places next week. We won't be this spread out. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Right.
This has never been done before.
This is pretty awesome.
I love it. I'm Gabe Patillo. That's Tim Router. That's Ed Placencia. That's Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games. And we are up out this thing. Bang!